The next one is number 8. I'm cutting a little bit short as much as I can. The rule number 8. It's a safety tool, very big safety tool. It's called family involvement in your relationship. If you want to have a terrible marriage, family structure, do not listen to what I am about to say. Family involvement in your marriage, in your family structure, is extremely crucial to our relationship. And what does that mean is, we are facing an incredible challenge in this issue, and I'll explain you why. Because usually what we know from our life is that family involvement is a little different than any other involvement we know in life. And that means we used to the concept that good people will do anything to do what for me? To do good for me. Good people are doing good. Good people involved in my life will benefit me. Bad people will do bad. Bad people involved in my life will create bad things in my life. So good creates good, bad creates bad. Make sense? Family involvement in marriage is different. Do you know why? Because this is the first time we see in life good creating bad. Now, you will never have this set in your mind before you actually experience that as parents of kids who are getting married. But you have to understand that there is a lot into it that is very difficult and a very big challenge for parents. Any parents that are in the journey to destroy the life of their children, do not think for a moment that they are bad people or they are doing it for the wrong and bad intention. Baba, I only do it to help you. I only do it because I care for you. You think I don't care about you? I raised you for 25 years. Don't I know what's good for you? No, you don't. Stay away from advice of your parents in your life if it comes in a form of an involvement. If you have, please write it down, if you have a medical issue, go to a doctor. If you have a legal issue, go to an attorney. If you have a flight issue, go to a pilot. If you have a relationship and marriage problem, go to a professional. Do not go to your moms. They are the wrong people to give you the advice. Not because they don't love you. Not because they're not good people. But as parents, they have the power to destroy your life out of love. Out of true love. I don't suspect that it's not coming from love. And many of us have a very, very sensitive conscience. Well, you want me not to listen to my parents? What are you talking about? My parents raised me. My parents gave me my life. My parents did this. My parents gave anything they had to me in my life. What, do you want me not to listen to them? They feel it's being disrespectful. And let me assure you, there is nothing about being disrespect by not doing what your parents want. Now, I must say that to a certain degree, it's very interesting to listen to older people. When you go to your parents and you ask for advice in life, it's great to be open-minded out of respect, to hear what they have to say. Make no mistake, to hear what they have to say, it's okay. And it's great. It might have an incredible value to your life. But when you process the information and you want to implement what they say, if it's not congruent with your wife/husband's plan in life, you shall not take their advice on the account of your spouse. Whenever your parents tell you something, you should process it, go to your spouse and say, hey, my parents feel this way, what do you think? And if he or she say, whatever your parents feel is important for us to adopt, when we adopt it together, why not? But if what your parents said are not something, they're not something that I am willing to adopt, with all due respect to your parents, let them keep their advice for themselves. We are adults and we are on our own family. There is nothing about being disrespectful to them. Okay? And this is a very, very important thing. And I want you to know, you might feel that I'm a little extreme on a family involvement, and it's only because you sit there and I'm here. And if you would see hundreds of couples, even here in Los Angeles, hundreds of couples that are suffering in an unmeasurable way due to the kindness of their parents' involvement, you would feel even stronger than I feel about it. It can be a dangerous thing to listen to them. You can see parents that have a say about every step of your life. Who are you going to marry? Very simple. If you're still dating and you're about to get married, do you know how many parents are getting involved and say, hey, she's not for you. He's not for you. You guys are not for each other. And I'm not talking about the cases, which is very common here in LA today, that people might destroy the future of their kids because they heard, you think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. They heard that the third uncle of this girl did some bad business with my grand sheep neighbor about 10.5 million years ago, and therefore she's not for you. You think it's funny, but it's not. There are people that every single step in their marriage life has to be congruent and communicate with their parents. This is one of the biggest key of distractions. You are an adult and you should live your own life. If you have an issue or a challenge, it's healthy. Go ask for help. If there is any issue in your life that you do not know what to do, it's okay not to know what to do. It's okay, it's normal. Go seek for help. As we do in any other areas in our lives. I don't know anybody who has a very serious lawsuit against him and he calls his mom, Mama, what do you think? And this is a very big challenge. Now, this challenge gets a little deeper. Because usually, when we do not agree with someone, even if we do the exact opposite of what this person said to us, sometimes people tend to show the other person, I don't care about your opinion. And even, God forbid, in many cases, being disrespectful. I want to make sure that it's clear to all of us that even if we do not agree with our parents, and even if we end up doing what we want to do, it gives us absolutely zero permission to be disrespectful to them. Under no circumstances We can take the 25 years of life that our parents gave to us, and God forbid, being disrespectful to them. Being respectful by listening to them, by being with them is one thing. Doing what they tell you to do in your life has nothing to do with the first part. So make sure we keep the balance in our life to always respect the previous generation. And I'll tell you the secret. Do you know why it's so crucial and so important? Because our parents are the link in the chain of the history of our family and our life, right? If we disconnect from them, we're going to be the one that will be disconnected the next generation. Exactly what we do to them going to happen to us. So being in contact and being connected and being respectful is one thing. We always have to be. But living our own life should be as strong as the first one. We as adults should live our own life. And again, in the world of communication, you shall and can communicate this very point to your parents. And do not say, Mom, Dad, I don't care what you have to say. Keep your opinions for yourself. And if you really need some kind of help how to express it, write it down and send it to somebody with no address. Be respectful to what they have to say. But in the end, do what you need to do, which is what is agreed between husband and wife.